Guys, we dropped a problem with video, the problem with the Oregon Ducks, and this is just going to kind of be like a rehash. We're going to come back and just kind of talk about it. And I really want you guys to, I want to say some things first, because I did make some mistakes in the video. Brian Donahue, the top comment on the video, he said, "Look, new to the channel, great vid, very accurate, except two things that were not mentioned." He said Oregon's recruitment is hitting new heights. The previous 3 years have been the three highest recruiting years for Oregon in history. Conceptually, this is laying the groundwork for a more, come on, YouTube, a more consistent team. And he is absolutely right. That is one thing I failed to mention in the problem with video. I said that Oregon was not getting upon the levels of dominance that they need to be to achieve greatness and win a championship, and I am fully aware of that. And I failed to mention any type of recruiting. And I noticed I kind of did that in my Auburn video as well, but I mean, actually, no, I didn't. I kind of mentioned it with Brian Harsin having to recruit, top tier players and go against teams like Bama and LSU and Georgia with the SEC. And I didn't mention that in Oregon, and he is 100% correct. Mario Cristobal is working wonders for Oregon's defense with recruiting. He's working wonders for their offense with recruiting. And Oregon is the fathers of the Pac-12. They take their kids to daycare yearly, and there's really nothing stopping Oregon except Oregon, and we will see them improve and get great and become a superstar tier team once again as these recruits continue to develop and Mario Cristobal gets more comfortable and he kind of continues to integrate his system that he's trying to build at Oregon. And I see it improving a lot, and I see it getting really good, and I see this team being a real threat in the nation coming soon. But like I said, the longer it takes them, the harder it's going to get, because a guy commented and said, "Look, Oregon has to win 2 games to win a national championship now, and it's not going to happen." And I disagree. We've seen some teams that, like Georgia, for example. I never expected Georgia to ever even make the playoff, and we made it a couple years ago. We did lose, which we should have won, but we did lose, and it really opened my eyes on the whole system, because it's really depends on the coach and the recruits he brings in, because nobody would have expected Georgia to be that good. I don't even, even how good they are now, I never expected it. But now, it really changed my mindset on a lot of things. And I mentioned that Oregon season where they went to the Rose Bowl and they squeezed by Jonathan Taylor in Wisconsin, and that was an Oregon team that was just set, and they would have made the playoffs. Fun fact, if they had beaten Arizona State, that team would have made the playoffs. But like I said, it didn't really matter, because who was going to beat LSU? LSU was too dominant that season. It doesn't matter. They smacked Clemson. They smacked Oklahoma, and Oklahoma's just been thrown in that crossfire. But this season will be interesting for Oregon, because I don't think they're on that same level of dominance as they were in 2019 or 2020. But I think they are slowly building themselves back up to get to that level again. But I think the next time we really see Oregon dominant, it'll be a new level of dominance we haven't seen since 2014 or 2010, 2009 when they went to those national championships. And I think they will show us a new level, because they're going to have a defense. But as we've stated before, college football is revolving more around offense now. So I need to see their offense become a bigger piece of the puzzle than their defense, because their defense is great. Kayvon Thibodeau, top 3 pick, and I can't wait to see him in the NFL. I can't wait to see him this next season. He's playing for $6 million. He's got $6 million. Not $6 million. He's got $1 million in his bank account. So it's gonna be. And I think it was a deal with Nike too. It's like a $1 million deal with Nike in college. You know what I'm saying? Not even being drafted yet. I think the deal ends literally after this season, and maybe, I'm pretty sure he'll resign when he gets to the NFL. But there may be a cap. There may be a cap for the amount of money you can offer a player with the NIL. Or I don't even know if they can spend it in college, because that would be kind of crazy if they could. But you're gonna see players pulling up in helicopters, and players living in mansions off campus, and it's gonna be pretty interesting. But number 2, Brian Donahue, he said 2020 was a particularly hard year on the Ducks. They had Sewell was out, and the entire secondary, they all opted out of the season. The They lost a quarterback, their entire O-line, and they're pretty much doomed. And he is correct as well. And I did kind of mention that in the video and state, I mean, it was the COVID season, so I mean, nobody really played up to standard. I mean, look at Georgia. But it's really gonna come down to recruiting. Like I said, you got players opt out, you got to have players to replace them. I mean, for instance, what was it, Georgia? All our opt-outs, we still managed to squeeze by Cincinnati. It was disappointing, but I mean, that shows me that Oregon hasn't reached that level of recruiting yet, because a guy who's not getting play time, a guy who's still trying to build his brand, isn't going to opt out of the season. And you want to be able to recruit so that your depth is so thick from the ground up that when you get one player go down, you got another guy stepping up where you're like, oh, we're good. And Oregon's going to get there. They're going to get there. They're not there yet, but they will get there. And Mario Cristobal is building something with recruiting. And I think they'll continue. They're going to run recruiting in the whole West area for the next couple years. I mean, especially with the NIL, like I just said, the NIL benefits Oregon the most, because when you look at Oregon, it just bleeds money. I mean, the best jerseys in sports, Nike, the players, it's just a big name school. That's like when I was making the problem with video, I just knew this video was going to do good. And look at it now. They have an incredible fan base. And really everything about Oregon, their history, their team, them now, it's just good. It's good vibes. And they're one of those teams that you really just can't hate. It's Oregon, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be an honor to go for a team like Oregon. I mean, I go for Georgia, but man, imagine if your team you knew they came on the field with the best, kits in sports, and they play to a level of dominance as well. So really interesting, really fitting, team Oregon has, and they're going to continue to get better. And it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see where they go from here. And I think they'll continue to rise, and we'll just have to see. We had another comment. Cassie Curtis said Dyer was down. I will never be convinced he wasn't. That was one of the most iconic college, football plays of all time. And I remember when I first saw that highlight, but it was really before I was like a real sports guy. It was back when the Vines edited to beat drop music was popular. And I remember I saw that video and I thought it was a regular game until I made the problem with the Auburn Tigers video. And I was like, bro, this happened in the national championship, and it led to an Auburn game-winning field goal. That's got to be one of the most iconic college football plays of all time. I don't think it's at least top 5, top 3. I mean, it's iconic. It got Cam Newton a national championship, the only ring he'll ever win, and it solidified that Auburn team, and it really got them where they needed to go. Now, Oregon fans, obviously they're not, you guys aren't trying to hear that, but realistically, that play is iconic, and I think you got to give us some credit. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be, like you say Dyer was down, I'll say Tyler Simmons was onside against Bama in the national championship. So there's plays where it loses you a national championship that you will never die down, because it's hard to, because you wanted to feel that enjoyment of a title so bad. But this play, this thing happened that really kept it all from happening. And I actually replied to that comment and said Auburn was driving regardless, and they had Cam Newton. It wasn't looking good for Oregon regardless. They were driving. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I get how you guys feel about that Dyer situation, but guys, and the future is bright for your team. I look at it with Georgia now. I think we'll win a national championship soon. Maybe we'll be playing Oregon soon. I know we actually play Oregon next season. Actually, fun fact, we play Oregon next season. I believe it was. Let me pull this up, because I remember I was talking to Cam, who's going to be back on the podcast soon, and we were talking about, yeah, we play Georgia. We play Oregon next season. So it's going to be my team versus your team in Atlanta. So that's kind of not fair, because that's home field advantage, but that's going to be really interesting. Another comment, DeAnthony Thomas was not on the 2014-2015 national championship team, by the way. He's 100% right. Royce Freeman, Byron Marshall, Charles Nelson, and Marcus Marriott, of course. I don't know why, but I felt like DeAnthony Thomas was on that team. Like, there's a memory in my head that obviously doesn't exist, but I remember DeAnthony Thomas doing like this crazy run against Florida State, and it may just be all a perception in my mind, which made me say that. But yeah, I actually, that's a real error in the video, and I'm glad he pointed that out. And Lewis Riley said, I would have liked to see you take this one level deeper. As the summary was, is the problem with Oregon is we haven't won a national championship and we haven't been as dominant as Bama. While some of those reasons have made it to the comments, here's what I expected from the video. Besides that, accurate and cool concept. And he's right. And we definitely look forward to improving the videos. We definitely look forward to, just making the content better. Like I said, we want to drop more segments, and we definitely want to get way deeper with our research, and we definitely will as time progresses. And these videos are going to get to a standstill where we really have the platform laid out. But right now we're really trying to drop content, drop a new problem with video every other week. And I think we'll start doing something like this where we just kind of rehash the whole problem with video, and the guys who found our channel can kind of come back and speak with me about it right now. But it's kind of more of like right now how I'm more non-prepared for what I'm about to say. Like I'm just reading the comments and I'm telling you guys what I feel and how I feel about it. It's kind of like that, like we kind of have a rehashing of a problem with video where whoever made the problem with video will just make a video just kind of detailing what led into that, his comments and everything. So just let me know if you guys like this content, because if not, then we'll go back to our normal content, our problem with, and then we'll just drop normal content like before. But this video did some great numbers, and I thought I really wanted to revisit it and kind of talk to you guys. Oregon Sports said Oregon will win a natty in the next 10 years. Trust me, bro, we're gonna have a fucking killer defense. He's 100% right. I said no lies detected. I'm really looking forward to the future of this team. The father of the Pac-12. He is correct. Oregon will win a national championship. Now, I don't think in the next 2-3 years, no. But I think that fourth year, when we really get these recruits, going, and we really get to see Mario Cristobal pull out a talented Oregon team, when we're waiting for that. That's all we're waiting for, is for that offense to really develop into a team, because as good as he's doing with the defensive recruiting, a defense is not going to win a championship anymore in 2021. An offense is, and I want to see that offense get great. They need to bring a good quarterback in. They had Justin Herbert, who's once in, look what he did in the NFL. He didn't even look remotely as good as he looked in the NFL. He didn't look that dominant in college, and that's something I want Mario Cristobal to be able to do. I want him to be able to pull out that talent in college, because Justin Herbert looked like a whole new quarterback when he got to the league. I mean, he was supposed to be a top 5 pick, don't get me wrong, but maybe it's because he fell so far in the draft that he was able to go to the Chargers and look the way he did. But I want to see him be that dominant at Oregon, because that's a national championship winning team. You know what I'm saying? If he's that dominant at Oregon, well, maybe not, because of LSU, remember, but I definitely wanted to see that Justin Herbert at Oregon, and I don't feel like we really saw that to its highest potential. Good video for someone who is not close to Oregon and is mostly fair. I think most knowledgeable Oregon fans believe Cristobal is building the Ducks into a true national title contender. Oregon played in 2 national championship games with average recruiting rankings around 20 versus teams who had top 10, if not top 5 talent. Cristobal now has top-tier coordinators and is racking up multiple top 10 classes year after year, finally getting into the sweet spot in a blue chip ratio in 2021. Yeah, they're entering some very good waters. I think it started really with Kayvon Thibodeau, and it's really only just gone up. It's gotten higher. And I'm, like I said, I don't know how many times I can say this, but the future of Oregon is just looking brighter and brighter. And I can't wait to finally see, because we need more good teams in college football. And right now we only have a few. And it's not fun watching the same teams make the playoffs every year. I want to see Oregon. I want to see teams fighting and duking it out. I want to see Oklahoma doing it. I want to see Texas come back. I want to see Georgia actually get over the hump of being able to beat Bama. But right now it's just, you got those 4 teams that you just look at every year. And I want to see that change. So we need more good teams in college football, and Oregon's going to be one of those teams in the coming years. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. This has been the Sports Junkies Podcast. You've been your boy Kid. Make sure you guys subscribe today to become a junkie, and I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If not, let us know in the comments what we can improve on. If you did enjoy, be sure to subscribe, like the video. Until next time, guys. See you soon.